how much better you can get.
Casey Hill and Devon Walker have both come in for the Gators.
I absolutely think this is Billy Donovan's best job at coaching. You understand he had 2 national championships, but having Corey Brewer and Horford and Joakim Noah, that helps. There's not a first rounder on this team right here. These guys just collectively play well together.
David Ware, 3.
Pick and pop. Makes a move towards the middle. They're going to make him kick it out.
Young picked up his 3rd. Inside, that's Tony Parker. Scooping it home.
Freelance. Billy Donovan told him to pull it out and run something.
Rebound by David Ware on the miss from Dorian Finney-Smith. Anderson.
Oh, what a pass.
Beautiful pass to Adams.
Wow. One hand off the
game. Will begin. Finney-Smith inside to Young. Rebound by David Ware.
Well, he got that point-blank position underneath, man. Normally he's not going to miss that.
Anderson. Adams wide open again. Young lets him fire.
Press is in the Bruins repertoire, but if there's any semblance of pressure there, they're going to pull it out of the bag. Got to go quick. That's slow-mo.
Travis Ware 2.
And there they are, setting
a year before his 1 in the first half.
Sounds like one of my stat lines.
And there's the finish from Powell. Off the shoot, back out Parker, launches from deep. And that's Adams Stein for the rebound. Kyle Anderson just brings such a presence to the floor. Powell cuts and finishes.
Transition defensively.
Michael Stevens, Raymond Steins, and Brent Hampton, the officials. And the first shot of the game belongs to Rashad Smith, and he's off the mark. Jordan Adams left open. That's a long 2, and he knocks it down.
Wow.
Identical twins from Huntington Beach, California. Smith inside, doesn't get it to drop, and the rebound to Norman Powell.
Tulsa doesn't get a lot out of their post-up game.
Great look from Kyle Anderson in 2 more. Championship game. Threw one up with 45 seconds to go and it went in.
And it was a terrific tournament for them. They had a bad loss at Washington State to end the season. So Steve Albert talking about coming back, and for their fan base, that was a huge win to play against Arizona and beat them.
And Steve Alford said as David Ware knocks down another.
Off the bounce to the rim.
Connects. Jordan Adams now in double figures with a...
Have keyed that run late in the first half to bring them back into the game.
And those 2, Wright and Woodard, have scored Tulsa's last 17 points. It's been a 2-man show for Tulsa. Adams turnaround. And he's got... And that was a smart move by the true freshman. UCLA can take its time here and start thinking about Stephen F. Austin on Sunday.
The new rock star in town, as you say.
Signing autographs during this game. The kids from Stephen F. Austin. Oh! Good night, the lights.
Last night against Stanford. Hollis Jefferson driving. Left-hand floater, no. And a big rebound there by Anderson underneath. Kyle Anderson, first team All-Pac-12, leads the Bruins in points, rebounds, assists, and just about everything else.
Yeah, he's so complete, incredibly versatile. Very deliberate.
Ware puts up a 3, and he bangs it in.
Setting the table for his teammates. Beautiful assist to turnover ratio, does a terrific job taking care of the basketball and finding open shooters.
Quick ball movement for the Bruins. Tarczewski, meanwhile, now with 10 points. Adams, baseline 2. Here's a 3. York again. Gordon almost got the board. Levine in transition. Levine takes it all the way, and the foul.
He's a terrific athlete. Yesterday, all that athleticism, using it wisely on the defensive end.
Adams buries the 2. UCLA's got it under a minute left. Any bucket gives the Bruins a lead. Here's a tough contested three.
Sean, this is the third game in 3 days for Stanford. Of course, having to play in round one, a win over Washington State. And you wonder at what point, if at any, fatigue will start to set in for Stanford.
Yeah, because they're not that deep and they rely on their vets, their juniors and their seniors.
No numbers, try and kick out instead. Randall gets his own turnover in essence. All the way to the rack and one. Stanford a win last night against ASU. Running jumper, no good, off the mark there by Allen. Quick in transition, where not rejected, it's off the glass and in. Nice try. Just under 9 boards a game and about 6.5 assists.
Well, I'll go out on the limb and say that one day he's going to make an NBA franchise and their fans very happy.
Where
He's a pack 12 and assist.
Randall gets his own offensive rebound, gets another crack at it. And you can see, Sean, almost a feeling of having to put up some shots, having to force some shots.
Really terrific shooter. Didn't let it go. We saw him let it go last night. He's got a quick trigger for a guy with that much size.
2 for 2 from behind the arc. On the other end, a 3-try, and it's buried the offensive glass. Lemons, his try. Anderson brings it across, skip pass, where the flush.
That's outstanding.
A good movement. Talked about that in the open. This Oregon team really moves well without the ball. They share it. It's what makes them so explosive offensively. You know, Oregon's margin for error a little bit bigger than UCLA's. They play more guys.
Oh, there's Anderson with the vision.
They're a lock now, I think, for the NCAA tournament. Tremendous job by Tad Boyle.
And it's going to be a tough couple of days for the Cal Bears.
Yeah, I think we were all in agreement that they really needed to win. Not loose balls.
Powell with a steal. Well, now UCLA with its first chance to spurt here. And Anderson pauses. Anderson had a chance to take a shot. Instead, he'll set up Travis Ware. And percent three-point shooter. Not there. UCLA was 5th in the country this year in assists.
Yeah. Free-flowing, open offense.
Right there, and
contact.
Bryce Alford back for the Bruins. David Ware sitting. Travis Ware is also out. And Tony Parker in.
Well, UCLA's got to continue to stay aggressive. You've done a good job building up this 14-point lead, but there is plenty of time to go. You don't want to take your foot off the gas pedal now.
Good spot, Young inside. Saw Moser for the easy 2.
All night, UCLA's done a good job of breaking that pressure when they've gone to it.
And Travis Ware.
Frustrating possession.
Seattle native Ken Bone, 414 career wins, putting Division I and II together. Ware with the miss, no, the bounce to Woolridge, off to the right with the miss. Gordon Adams grabs the rebound. Up and under, easy, great ball. Quick ball fake, Shelton for 3. Not afraid to shoot it, it's not his specialty. Makes about 1 out of every 4. UCLA not done.
Right now, I mean, you're talking about the Oregon State team that just beat Arizona State, that knocked off Arizona. I mean, everybody's taking a piece from everybody.
Where with
the way they play, the style, the culture, the attitude, the atmosphere, everybody enjoying themselves, having a great time out there. It's showed up in the results, how the team is finishing the ball games right now.
Travis Ware gets the bounce.
Ally for the coach than the bench. And when you put your best players on the bench because of whatever infraction, that sets the tone and is fantastic for moving forward. My congratulations and gratitude to Steve Alford.
Here's Anderson is being watched by Mike Anderson, no relation. Kyle through the lane. Out to Alford, and he knocks down a 3. From behind the arc,
on the season, and Washington with the lead again.
Back and forth game. Offensive flurries. The land of volcanoes. Who's going to explode and be able to sustain? Fire on the mountain. Let's go.
Levine answers for
they're just so constant. Another stroke from behind the arc.
And Anderson with a rebound. I don't think that Jordan Adams gets enough credit nationally for the type of player he is. He's one of the nation's leader in steals. And he's a tremendous scorer. As
not running hard enough and fast enough with enough emotional commitment to get this out over the top. Great defense, Ware brothers.
Anderson spinning and delivering the pass.
Just jump up and shoot a 3-in. And there's not that much you can do on the defensive end.
He's now in double figures for the 32nd straight Pac-12 game. He's at 10.
Again, the extra motivation, being a Los Angeles area kid, you know, right up a little bit in Santa Barbara area, but he has a lot of friends, a lot of family here.
Morley. Here come the Bruins trying to push it. Adams, Anderson. Ware gets his man in the air, gets the jumper.
Who's defending the inbounds passer. You have to take an angle that forces him to pass it to the sideline and not underneath your own basket.
Nelson almost with the steal. And the Bruins drop a triple. Both stripped. 3v1 break. Alford. And guess who was lurking? A response from UCLA. There's Adams. Anderson to Alford. Quick move in second half. 7:45 left in this one. Adams got his man in the air. The lefty land goes.
Doesn't matter if you're closing out.
Randall throws it away. Nostich didn't go get the ball. So here's Anderson in the open court. Patiently found Adams. Wide open. Rattles down to three. The extra pass. Randall was open. Missed the three.
Adams doing a much better job recently for UCLA rebounding the basketball.
Look at Anderson weave his way through the defense, find his teammates out of control. David Ware turns it over, and great play by Anderson. That would have been a layup on the other end. Now it's going to be a layup on this end.
Already in this game. He's had some huge games. 33 against Washington.
3 times this year he's gone over 30. When he gets going, he can keep it going. Anderson against Powell this time. And what a look for Jordan Adams. Yes. Again, not this time. Anderson found Alford, wide open, 3. Adams was pretty quiet in the first half. Offensive rebound for UCLA.
The big number that stands out for me is Anderson only had 1 rebound, and that left Powell wide open for that lob.
You like how Powell didn't try to do too much, didn't try to do the spectacular, just finish the play. Adams has been totally out of sync on the offensive end. Anderson, great wraparound look for the lay-in by Trell. Yeah. And the big question in the women's game, can anybody beat Connecticut?
Well, and this year a little bit different in the women's tournament. A lot of these home sites are now home sites for the regional final. Stanford going to be hosting one of them. A clear advantage.
Powell from the corner hits a 3. Advantage for the Bruins was huge. Down at Pauly. Anderson off the inbound. Feeds Parker. Good entry pass. And a soft touch again for the big man.
But he got a steal up top and went coast to coast. Those are the types of plays you need if you're Cal to get this crowd up and into it. Adams curling off the screen for 3. He's doing here, Don. Travis Payne, that's the second defender. Travis Ware used the ball fake to spring himself for on ball from Solomon. Cobbs over Ware. They do a lot of that. Their offense is morphed into a lot of high ball screens with Cobbs, Solomon, Cobbs, Travis. Not exactly the Solomon, a dribble shake, wild shot. Anderson secures. Ahead to Adams. Some of these plays Cal has made in the first half are plays you'd expect from the road team. You know, quick shots, not great looks at it.
Percent from the floor. In fact, among Pac-12 teams, they have the largest home-road disparity in their shooting numbers. So this is a good sign.
2 of their 3 losses in the conference are on the road, at Utah and at Oregon State.
It's Wallace who draws the initial assignment on Anderson. 12 to shoot here in our first half. Jordan Adams slips through a double screen and it's at the defensive end.
Yes.
That's a rare offensive rebound for Anderson. Just off the elbow here. Great look and one. Just another rough night for Tyrone Wallace against the UCLA Bruins. Anderson has this one in the corner. Ahead to Adams. Parker trailing. He'll take it himself.
Care of the basketball. Execute your offense.
DeLon Wright draws the matchup against Powell. One of the Pac-12's most improved players.
I don't think you can put DeLon Wright on Kyle Anderson for a couple reasons. Not as big, but also you can't afford to get DeLon Wright in foul trouble.
Travis Ware.
Starters from Utah, from LA, Tucker, Taylor, and DeLon Wright.
They combined for 42 in the win over the Trojans. Adams catch and shoot.
Game start. Paczynski affects the game more than Jahi Carson.
Jermaine Marshall, too, had 8 of his 29 in double overtime, leading the way in the scoring column. Powell spots up from 3.
Top movement, him ready to go. Feet set, quick catch and shoot.
You know, Olsen's a nice player for the running Utes. I really like his touch, but I think to your point about being low-impact scorers, as the second half wears on, it's got to be less creating and giving to Olsen, and Taylor and Leverage and DeLon need to be taking those shots.
And that's the thing, JB, is you want to have balance in your offense. I mean, you can't just be perimeter oriented, so you got to go in there some. But I think once you get going, as David Ware knocks down.
Almost had a pretty good one wiped away by an offensive goaltending call in the second half.
But that's the thing. It's a good point that's gotten brought up here. Was the Paczynski block a top play, but because of the meaning of it, probably the most important.
By Anderson, numbers for Colorado, and Jordan Adams, who leads the Pac-12 at 3 steals per game with great anticipation, stepping in front of that bounce pass, and then Ware with another basket. Anderson with the dish. Los Angeles, 11-5 UCLA.
Who's going to be that guy for Colorado that says we can get this done? This is such a young squad, having to totally revamp everything that they did with the loss of Dinwiddie. The 3 guys, Askia Booker, Big X Johnson, and then Josh Scott, they're the guys.
Another great look by Anderson, and Jordan Adams with his first basket.
Alford just beside himself over there over this turn of events, and very much like what happened in the USC game in the Bruins' last outing. Beautiful delivery on the duck in from the weak side.
Getting out hustled right now. Booker has it blocked by Bale.
And UCLA is not capitalizing on their advantage of quickness and size.
Levine for 3. Hit it! The Bruins needed that.
Count early here.
Levine deflected that pass. So turnover. UCLA ball down 9 with 3.5 to go here in the first half. Anderson. It's Ware who gets the roll. Another basket for
down in Arizona when the Buffaloes were just buffaloed. Pushed around.
About a 4-second difference between game and shot clocks here. By the way, Booker also has 6 assists. Kyle Anderson has 5 assists and 9 points for UCLA. And they've got Johnson defending him. Here's Alford. Shot clock at 8.
Now this is where Big X has just got to do his job defensively.
Great pass by Anderson to Ware. Boy, Kyle Anderson makes it.
Los Angeles. They've beaten UCLA once. That was back in 1962, playing in an on-campus facility up there in Boulder. This is their best chance in seeming forever.
Basket. It's Colorado that's getting up and down, and it's a 3-point Buffaloes lead.
Tad Boyle preached all day. We're not going to have any chance whatsoever if we just give them fast break opportunities. That's their game. And every time it looks like UCLA is coming back, Colorado answers immediately, but that's...
And that's his 3rd 3. That ends the 11-0
UCLA run. 5-point lead for the Bruins, 11.5 to go.
Need a big defensive stop here for Colorado. Get back in this game right now.
Adams curling and hits the short one-hander. The winner will be all alone in second place, trailing only Arizona. Talton, no. Parker underneath, trying to secure it, does.
The offensive rebounds have not been there for the Buffaloes here in the second half.
Alford, another three. He's buried 3 here in the second half. He's got a firepower to outscore a team like UCLA.
Well, we've seen a tremendous amount of heart tonight from the Buffaloes. Little X, Big X, Josh Scott, Askia Booker, Dustin Thomas. They're playing with the passion, purpose, and pride that their coach begged for today. And don't leave out Colorado's need for California recruits as well. So that all the coaches in the conference are going for the same dollars.
Another assist for Cal.
And he gets the roll, and USC is on the board first.
That's where Wesley operates, and a good find by Howard.
Quickly to the basket.
This year, have we seen him making plays at the rim?
Back the other way, quickly on the counter to the basket.
He's that guy. Good or bad, whatever it is. When he makes 1 or 2, he really gets it started.
Levine for 3, and he strokes it from the end. Howard penetrates, has his shot blocked, and David Ware comes away with it. Adams for 3. Gets the roll, and UCLA has points, and USC leads it by 5.
The 18's not surprising. What is surprising is what he's doing from behind the line. 4 for 4 from 3 so far in this one.
Just 32% on the season coming into tonight. Here's a zone look from the Trojans.
Both teams will play some zone. Both teams really mix it up on the defensive end.
On the baseline, Travis Ware.
Great decision by Wesley. He was going to shoot the runner off of one leg. Saw Jovanovic out of the corner of his eye, dropped it off to him.
First points for Nikola Jovanovic. And the Trojans seesaw in front. Norman Powell from the corner. Rebound for the Bruins. Anderson.
Surprised we haven't seen Anderson in the post much. Terrell giving up about 6 inches to him.
Adams behind his screen. Nails a 3.
Good looks early. They're getting good penetration, wide open shots. This is a home game. You got to knock those down in your gym.
Oregon State at 4-4 in the conference. It is their best record through 8 games. Starting conference play since 1999. Travis Ware for 3. And each of the Wildcats, at some point they were going to lose. It's too hard to run the table through the course of the entire season. As UCLA is steal, Levine runs it down to the basket. And Zach Levine.
Here's Dotson with the first shot of the game, and it's off the mark, rebounded by Jordan Adams.
Damian Dotson so critical to the attack here. His ability to stroke the perimeter jumper.
That's a 3 for Jordan Adams, UCLA's lead in the game. We weren't sure if he was going to play. He broke his nose in practice on Tuesday, had surgery. That's how bad it was. Had surgery on Wednesday, and he's out here tonight.
In talking to him, looking at him face to face, or maybe face to hip, Jonathan's only about 4 feet tall. But his eyes are all watery, tons of blood still in his eyes. His face is all swollen.
Hopefully no UCLA ball. Anderson bringing it up the floor again. You've got a 1-foot difference between the point guards. Anderson electing not to shoot over Lloyd. He gives it up, and Travis Ware knocks down the baseline J. Marty is attacking the UCLA post players.
Norman Powell's got to get it going for the Bruins here. He's too gifted athletically. He's got such an incredibly high skill level. Can't wait for the game to come to you at this point.
Travis Ware wide open, and Ware knocks down another one. They need him to get going. Here's Young, another 3. This one won't go. Rebounded by Ware.
The Bruins would be well served to guard him, Joe Young.
Nobody guards Powell, and he takes it to the rack and throws it down.
Beautiful. Big guys, ill-advised decisions. Wild forays to the basket. No transition defense. UCLA is just running faster. They want it.
Been a while since Joseph Young has scored 16 points going back to the end of the first half, and now UCLA with it.
Oregon is not going to win this game if they try to make shots off their own dribble. That's not the strength of their team. Beautiful pass, Kyle Anderson.
And Parker just out-muscles Marty and gets position.
Congratulations, Neil.
I'm presuming that Neil and Stan are going to be anchoring Sports Center from LA coming up on ESPN.
Those guys do a great job. Fun. Happy.
You were on Sports Center on Monday night during the highlights of the Stanford women's game with your commentary.
I was
very good, by the way. Adams with a three-point opportunity. Great pass by Anderson. Arizona.
Toughest job in the conference. Ken Bowen, a fabulous coach, is not able to get it done right now.
And a turnover by Oregon. UCLA running a three-point chance here for Powell. Oregon over the last 5 minutes. And remember, UCLA, just one timeout. They had to burn one earlier when Anderson hit the floor trying to save a ball from going out of bounds. Inside a minute to go. Anderson finds Adams. He's fouled and he scores. Great dish by Anderson. And a chance for...
Powell off a screen. And he hits. 11-5. Boy, a point-blank chance, and Cal comes up empty, and David Ware gets the roll on a three.
Have rebounds when you don't have an assigned guy to box out.
And with UCLA's length across the board, it makes it difficult to go at that zone. Alford out for Kyle Anderson. Wide open underneath, the shot up and in. David Ware already with Richard Solomon. Interesting, they have the center for Cal guarding the point forward, if you will. Anderson is right for Cameron Rooks. Off balance. And the rebound. David Ware, UCLA. Lob. Norman Powell throws it down.
Which he's proven he can do now. They can run him off screens, play him off the ball more.
Pass off Nastich's hands. Anderson, here's the UCLA transition. That's what they wanted.
And that's the guy. When you're that athletic that you got to worry about. Usually it's just one. So if you worry about Powell, Houston's hurt you and vice versa.
Well, inside Stanford protects. But if we could have heard Johnny Dawkins, there's a nice feed to Adams for the basket. Travis Ware back.
Well, and that's a great point, Ted, because they only got 6 points from the bench in Utah. And so, you know, if you're going to win, especially on the road, you got to have more bench production than that. We talked about Alford and his struggles on that trip last weekend. But when you only go 8 deep, the 3 coming off got to give you something.
Adams ran, posted up on the
be put as a turnover for Stanford, but that's definitely a turnover.
And Adams makes them pay.
I expected him to kind of give that up.
Randall got away with a big time
yes, he did.
Shove off there. The 3 officials had a conversation during the timeout. Anderson sees very good no call. Powell jumped into the defender. They're just trying to force a foul. And still made the shot.
Nice.
Oh, Anderson. Well, there's and a Powell. Let me correct that. And Anthony Brown is blocked by Anderson.
How many ways can one player impact the game?
And Zach Levine buried. Hundreds of young men like me who went to Notre Dame and may have been swayed by that game. Really? My senior year of high school. And I'm serious, when you saw that game on television back in the day when that game registered, when everybody watched it. Parker dunks. And to understand, Randall's going in alone and rimmed out.
Did you see that? Alford backed away.
And Levine.
At the film tomorrow, they'll say we didn't do a good enough job of keeping people in front of us.
And this is going to be a game if UCLA can hang on to this 13-point lead. They've not gotten much from either of the Wares tonight. And Norman Powell, well, there's
production down low. He had a double-double in the conference opener against Oregon, but then after that, he's kind of been inconsistent with his play. He's got to be big and strong and provide that presence down low for Utah.
Here's Bryce Alford, coach's son on the floor, the 6'3" freshman guard. Fakes the shot, gets it out. Anderson now. Baseline, lays it off. Where? Easy bucket. From Ogby. After that one dropped for him. He now has 5. Lead swells to 15. Powell loses it. Saved by Anderson. Adams from 3. Finally. By just a slim margin. Just 4 losses by a combined 9 points this season. Utah winning the fast break battle today as well, outscoring the Bruins 11-3. High percentage. Little floater won't go. Another rebound. Anderson, outlet. And off the glass.
Right now, Utah's throwing the basketball all over the gym. Jordan Lovridge has to take care of the basketball.
Levine to Anderson. Anderson, the game's leading scorer with 26 points. Ten on the shot clock. Fakes the shot. Great vision. Powell, the easy bucket. The goal for Utah this season, get that NCAA tournament bid. A win over number 25 UCLA is really going to help that cause. And there's a jumper. Another turnover. Alford to Adams. Drew. That's a 2-pointer.
Just inside the arc for Talton.
Big shot for Talton. Not only to kind of close the gap and get the crowd back into it, but for his own confidence. He's going to be playing a ton of minutes now for Colorado. Nice to knock that first one down.
And Travis Ware did a good job of giving it back to Anderson. It ends up, and that's...
Can't let Parker get deep position. He's not that skilled on the block, but if he gets that deep, he's going to score.
Well, there's Anderson again, the arms. And Powell...
Not to pick up that third, because it's a disaster if he picks up his third before halftime for UCLA.
Nice inbounds, and Powell gets a block. Only 3 fouls on each team in the first 14 minutes.
It's been a pretty clean game, fouls and turnovers.
And David Ware
into him. And if he gets to the foul line, he's going to knock him down.
Well, UCLA had the last possession of the first half. We talked about it. You know, they had a shot to get it to 9 or 10, and there's Levine timeout here to get him in the game.
I consider it, especially looking at this possession.
And Powell creates the steal.
And we're at Pauley Pavilion at UCLA for some Pac-12 hoops on this late Sunday night. And UCLA and Arizona State tie. First foul on Brandon Kearney of Arizona State. Zach Levine for 3. And UCLA has scored 7 in a row. 10-point lead for UCLA. Carson has his pass deflected. Anderson for Levine leaking out. Another one in the first half. Powell attacks. Has his shot swatted away by Bashinsky. Picked up by Anderson. 15-second differential between the shot clock and the half clock. Powell for 3. And Norman Powell gets it. Carson drives. Missing the floater. Cleared by Kyle Anderson in UCLA. David Ware for 3.
That's a big...
But Arizona off to a 4-0 conference start. And they'll play Arizona State Thursday night in Tucson. So a chance for the Sun Devils to try to knock off number 1 on the road.
Well, it's important for Arizona State to try to fight back and get into this game.
Adams having trouble. Gets it into Levine. Levine with 15 points. 4 threes tonight for the freshman from Seattle. Anderson drives. Bryce Alford hits a 3.
against T.J. McConnell. Keep him in front of you. Don't let him create.
Ashley's three rings out. Pulled down by Anderson. Ahead to Powell. He'll attack. And gets the layup.
That's York's game. You can't just let him stand on that three-point line and let an easy pass be uncontested.
Travis Ware. Boy, you hit it in the open about the importance of the Ware. Shot clock at 5. Ashley catching the high post. Lost the ball, and Adams has it for UCLA. Anderson going one-on-one. Got caught in the air, but finds Parker. A rare touch in the second half for Parker. And he's stick. You remember UCLA lost to Notre Dame in 1974 when the Bruins were number 1. But then 1 week later when Notre Dame was number 1, Bill Walton and company bounced back to knock off the Irish as Alford. Big pass, Hall of Famer Bill Walton, Andy Katz here at Pauley. Nick Johnson's three won't go. Arizona trying to go to 16-0. And stay at number 1, but UCLA is coming. Here's Adams for 3. It's good! We're tied at 68. Cause for concern with the way UCLA was able to erase that 13-point deficit.
You'd always like to play better if you're Arizona. Rebound better. Sean Miller was extremely unhappy.
Oh, Levine a 3, and it's a 2-point game. The inbound
Howard for 3 is long, and the rebound pulled down by Kyle Anderson. Anderson, the bounce pass to Travis Ware is able to finish.
Super slow.
Keyshawn Howard's 3, no good. And the rebound is chased down by David Ware. The kick out, Adams for 3. He can shoot it. Alford for 3. He can shoot it.
Of course he can.
Point shooter, but 17 in hand. Jacobs up top. Haley can't finish with a putback. Parker gets a loose ball. Kyle Anderson finds Parker, and Parker's able to finish. A little lefty baby hook by Jovanovic is short. Adams transition 3. Just put in the book.
Gets into the lane. And Randolph gets the bounce for the game's first basket. And Powell streaking down the court gets the layup as UCLA
pack it in defensively.
And they do, and now a kick out to Cooper. It's 3 off the mark. And rebounded again by Adams, his second already.
Adams, a fierce competitor on all aspects, over the top. Beautiful play, Kyle Anderson.
With the offensive rebound in his first basket.
But the Bruins just keep coming up. Flowing, glowing, growing.
That's definitely a style that the players like. They enjoy getting up and down the floor as David Ware connects. At offense, or are the Bruins doing a good job on D?
You're not responsible for the opposition. The Bruins are playing fine defensively, but Alabama has to do a better job offensively.
Jordan Adams with
Utah playing real nice. Colorado's better team this year than they were last year.
Anderson with a steal. Now, Utah might be really the surprise team so far in the conference. Anderson finds a cutting David Ware for 2. Although I still think that you belong on the list, even though no, you're not going to put yourself there. You might put Luke on the list as Powell drives and scores. And we're tied even if they're 30 feet away from the basket.
Doesn't matter what the rules are as long as they're equally enforced. But Wilt made the greatest point ever when he was arguing with Michael Jordan about who was the greatest ever. And he said, Michael, never forget, when you played, they changed all the rules to make it easier for you. When I played, they changed every rule to make it harder. And Wilt, by the way, in his first college game, 52 points, 31 rebounds.
Beautiful move.
Ducking in, setting up the defense inside so that they get some of that.
And there were 3 Bruins on that rebound. Senglin missing his first shot. We're just underway, UCLA and Weber State.
Good offensive teams have good balance. That's why I've referenced that a couple times already. Preston.
A difficult shot. And right now, Weber has jumped out on top 7-4.
2 times in a row, nobody's stopped the ball in transition for UCLA.
Trap three. Anderson has 8 to lead the Bruins. Richardson gets out of control. Alford out ahead. Step through way nicely. The double comes. Steps through it. And tries to muscle it up. Anderson has the rebound.
Good defense, Tony Parker.
Nice look. Good find by Anderson. And a free throw coming. Tresnet wants the ball. Ballin boy with a jumper. He missed it. Anderson another rebound. Levine got bumped.
Lineup for the Bruins. Tyler Thornton with a shot fake. Floater from the baseline, not there. And here come the Bruins with their first possession. Thornton with an elbow as Thornton got caught by an inadvertent elbow from David Ware and Travis.
I'm telling you, he's getting better and better, the point guard. He's becoming a star point guard in the ACC.
David Ware knocks down
from the perimeter. You can bring it inside, then go outside.
And Jabari Parker off to a big start here tonight now with 8. Another great feed this time. Backup point guard comes in. They move him to the power forward spot to the 4. I mean, he's a unique blend of talent.
Tell you one thing, Bryce Alford has given him a lift off the bench.
He launches.
This from Bob Hurley's wife.
Suleiman in and out. Parker keeping it alive, but it's Bruins ball. Nice look ahead to Zach LaVine.
Oh, think about Kareem. They'll get better than those two guys.
Man-to-man by Duke. Anderson. David Ware. He's got 6, averages 21.
Oh, you got to convert that, and then a terrific play.
Anderson into David Ware, and he's having to play to win games too. There's no moral victories, and you want to show well here at UCLA.
After this game, Anderson comes back in the game and gets another rebound.
To get ahead of everyone, and then the lift to make exciting dunks.
And he's going to the basket every time he gets it. You're going to have to stop him. Anderson spins. Nice. Dump it inside. Want to bail.
Anderson the other way. Finding Levine, who slashes for 2.
I tell you, they don't.
It's a Criswell 3. And a rebound by the 6'9" Anderson. So he's rebounding, he's driving, he's popping outside, and here he comes with the feed into Tony Parker, who finds it.
UCLA down the hill.
Anderson wants to run this break and distribute. He doesn't want to have to go score himself. He finds want to have to set up in the half court and try and get it to Williams every possession. Long rebounds, get some turnovers, get some easy ones in transition. Because I have a feeling UCLA's not going to let Williams go off here tonight. He may get his 20, but I don't think you're going to see another 39er like he put on South Dakota. Play it a little more straight up.
Steal by Jordan Adams. Here comes Bryce Alford for UCLA. Levine, tough shot. Hit another one, a long 2. It's a long 3 from Jordan Adams. High for the rebound. Travis Ware kicks it out for UCLA.
Santa Barbara in the zone, got a rebound out of that zone, especially long misses.
Zach LaVine.
I think teams were going to load up defensively on Jordan Adams this year. And now if you got LaVine and Bryce Alford spacing the floor, it's really hard to do that.
Here's the runner. Off the window, it rattles and goes. You've seen him go with the right hand, the left hand. He's comfortable using either hand.
He's got good stuff down there. You don't get 39 in a game in college unless you can score it.
Powell ties the game with a
He's earned the heat check.
Double clutched on the 3.
Should have let the first one go. Boswell's earned the heat check.
Zach LaVine, UCLA looking for the lead. They get it.
Have a lot of empty trips. You got to step up and knock down the free throws.
And the junior from Phoenix does, and UCSB up 1. Here's Kyle Anderson again, inside, nice pass to Jordan Adams for the floor. The Bruins only 5 turnovers. UCSB has given it away 13 times.
And a big one on that last possession.
Alan Williams back in, so is Kyle Boswell.
Nice.
For Bob Williams, Tony Parker the finish.
Sobolewski off the mark there. Scramble into the corner, and Anderson comes out of there with it for the Bruins. Sets up his mate Levine. Got it. Because of plays like we just saw, even though UCLA controls with the possession arrow. Anderson to an open Alford. Can he do it again? Yes, he can. He has yet.
Violation. Kind of looks like he threw that one to himself, but it was a play on. And he gets rewarded with a deuce. A 1-3-1 zone for Northwestern. UCLA throw right over the top.
How pretty was that? It's a trap. Trying to keep him close. Tershawn Cobb with 10 points.
By far Northwestern's best one-on-one player. He can get his own shot.
Adams from straight on. Yes. Got it. Cobb now has 13. Northwestern trying to hang around.
You better believe it. And, you know, Chris Collins can build his program around a player like Tershawn Cobb. He's athletic. He's productive. He's got some guts. Ineligible last year academically. He's excited about the opportunity to come back and play this season for his new coach.
And playing a man defense here on this sequence, which would make Coach K happy. Chris Collins saying, Coach K probably will disown me by the amount of zone that we play here.
UCLA triple. Zach.
Bruins. All that stuff, not just one thing, a lot of the little things.
Travis Ware, Alford, and Levine into the game as Adams gets backdoor and wraps it around off the glass. Rebound away from the Moxon, also Kyle Anderson.
Kick out.
Does he have it all or what? Consecutive double-double as Mason finishes.
Not sure he'll get enough minutes to do that.
Great catch by Parker. He's watching Levine throw it down in the first half and he's saying, wait a second, I got to get back out there in the second and lay claim to my throne as UCLA is doing. Scoring production from last year.
Well, I mean, I think, you know, Norman Powell's getting more opportunities. As you see
Speaking
there.
of, not completely. What do you think of Anderson's ability to handle the Morehead State pressure so far?
Well, he's seen every type of defense playing that position.
Bakari Turner missing his first attempt, freshly into the contest.
Yeah, probably need to get up and down a few times before you start getting threes up.
Adams is always,
he can shoot it. Now it's just a matter of putting it all together.
Between he and Norman Powell, I'm not sure there's another team in the Pac-12 that has more electrifying dunk.
I think you put those two in a dunk contest against any other two in the league. Anderson in the wraparound, but an easier shot for Levine with his feet set in the corner.
Tough catch inside, another turnover by the Eagles.
Morehead better be careful here. UCLA's threatening to bust this thing open.
This time it will be Alford to take it.
Aggressive, active, nice player.
8 points, bring it down to 44-38.
get a look at it. Adams on the interior. Took the contact. Pavilion.
He's in his second and final season at Morehead State after stops in British Columbia. He's Canadian. And Howard, Texas along his college trail.
Out of the break, Jordan Adams gets it. Rush it just a hair. Came up short.
Anderson blocked that with the back of his hands. Off to Adams. A big step through for 2.
Strap it in for 12 more minutes.
Turner back into the contest, missed everything. Numbers for the Bruins. They go right to Adams.
Just over 6 to go. They got to string together a few stops.
Brent Arrington joins the group in double figures with 11. And Anderson backing down Warner. Great lead for West.
This time Anderson.
They said they wanted to get inside him like so many teams before Morehead State have. You can add them to the list of teams that have been unable to turn him over.
You know, it's so funny, JB, as I was telling with Tony Parker now playing more minutes.
And, of course, the Ware's stroke in the mid-range. I mean, that's a real easy way to pick up some assists just on the easy.
And when he goes down and posts up and the double team comes, that's probably his best opportunity for assists.
Does not look like the Eagles will foul it out. Adams on the long.
Team and scoring again here in the early going. 19 a night. Not shooting it as well early, but still scoring.
And there's Norman Powell. His 3.
Yeah, he's the point guard, but he will play off the ball because he has to score for them to win. And McKinney then gets on the ball as Adams.
McKinney with the basket for Sacramento State. Every so often you run into a coach. Parker, nice feed. Boy, Anderson. McKinney, and a good look.
Another one.
And then Fitz steal for Adams. And there's the perfect shot from Stuteville.
That's the first time Sac State scored in a while.
And that's about the quickest they've scored.
Yeah.
Parker gets it down.
Right back at you.
Garrity took the long range. Garrity wasn't a big D1 recruit, and he admitted he had a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. Like every kid down here, he wanted to play at UCLA. So for a young man to transfer from one to the other, that's unique.
And then Tiffin's got to go back and play his old teammates next week.
Oh, look at that! And Norman. Isaac Hamilton.
Isaac Hamilton's a nice player. McDonald's All-American that will play next year. Gets to practice all year with the team, which is important. Many times have we seen guys that had to sit out for whatever reason. Is Adams going to go? And that's when he gave you that answer that, you know, I keep getting presented new challenges in this job. But he's done a great job of making Oakland one of the better. Powell.
Well, maybe the best part of the start of the game for Oakland is that their freshman guard Felder's into it. 5 points.
Probably learned from that game in Chapel Hill. I think even better news, Ted, is that they're only down 1. Bader hasn't even taken a shot yet.
And they've had 4 turnovers, Oakland.
Why does it have to be nationally ranked UCLA, a good Cal team, and then nationally ranked Gonzaga? Could have thrown in a Big West school in there, something.
I'll tell you who should be thanking him. Aaron Gordon of such reputation, he's automatically on that list.
Yeah. A lot of freshmen this year on that list. This year's NBA draft is loaded with one and done.
Oh, and Adam
didn't shoot as high a percentage as I thought he would have last year. Had a terrific freshman year, 15.5 a game, but only shot 31% from behind the line. That was his reputation. 3-point record or the school. We're talking about all time. Think about that. How many players have played in the NCAA basketball since 1985?
Well, can he make the quarter 3?
And guard somebody.
Yep. Nice feed.
And then the point guard who cans a 3. And boy, did Drexel need that.
Stop the bleeding. And Massonet, not known as a big-time shooter, is Powell.
The Drexel Dragons.
Something interesting to watch with Allen. Hopefully we get a chance to show that.
Now, Rich?
Yeah, really interesting. He will shoot his mid and short range jumpers left-handed, right-handed.
Yep.
And the threes left-handed.
Never heard of that before.
Anderson can't get it to fall. Here comes Lee. Fumbled it twice, diving for it, and Levine has it.
Unforced error by Lee.
Adams for three. Got it. Jordan Adams.
It's a foul. Coaches have spent a lot of time on this.
You said Sean Miller has coached that more than he's coached anything else at Arizona.
Spent a lot of time.
Kind of directing some traffic on the defensive end. Fouch left open, but it was off from the time it left his hand. And Anderson now with a double-double. That's his 10th rebound to go along with 10 points. No look to David Ware. Zimbe Abiff with the putback. Drexel from the Colonial Athletic Association, a 9-9 team in the CAA last year within 4. 2 years ago, they went 16-2, but were not invited to the big dance. Beaten by VCU.
Nice.
Anderson finding Ware. Bruins need a bucket, and how? Little handoff, Anderson. Nice move to find Powell, who slams it home.